after Inter Milan 0-3, we're still a little bit buzzing, but here we are now. The enthusiasm slowly it is fading away. We got left a little bit of a reflection, a little bit of comments over the match, over the single player. Also because let's be very honest, on this channel, we stopped talking about played football since the Super Coppa. Let's be very fair. Again against Inter, and because on the Campionato for the rest of the season in European Cup, in Champions League, we didn't really see football. We didn't really enjoy watching football. So yeah, that's why I want to do this video, to focus a little bit more on single players. Also, I want to put a little bit of attention over the Coppa Italia, because I just double check. I didn't really remember when Milan played the last final of Coppa Italia, and I checked, and eventually was back in 2018 with a horrible defeat in Rome against Juventus for 4-0. Then we had another run against Juventus, but back in 2016, where Juve won again for 1-0. That was peak banter area. So, and Juve was like the Conte one, so it was really really peaking. And to actually see and understand and enjoy the last Coppa Italia victory of Milan, it was back in 2003. Unreal. 2003, it's a season that most of us, old heart, remember, definitely not for the Coppa Italia, because back in 2003, AC Milan won their sixth Champions League in Manchester against Juventus. But also Milan won the Coppa Italia during that year, in season 2002-2003, a season that Milan arrived third in the league, just below Inter and Juventus. It's a season where our top scorer back then was Mr. Filippo Inzaghi, with 30 seasonal goal, 17 in a league, and the rest spread all over in Champions League and Coppa Italia. Was a season that we had something like the highest home attendance was 78,843 people. And yeah, it was an incredible season. I remember that. And on those year, you were actually playing two legs for the final. We were playing against Roma, one in Roma and then one here in Milan. During those years that I remember that Berlusconi wanted to have Totti in Milan, and I remember that. And Totti, if I remember well, he scored probably a couple of goals from a free kick far, far, far away. It was cool. It was cool to see Roma back then. And Milan was Le Grand Milan. It was a big Milan, really, really, really big. Nowadays, unfortunately, it's not even the shade, not even the substitute of those Milan. We have a group of players that don't want to call a team. Let's say when they want to play as a team, they actually can deliver something good, like they did it yesterday. I don't think anybody can complain about anything for the performance, for the focus, for the lineup, for the every single decision maker yesterday. It was on top. And I have to say also very good to Sergio Conceição, because after the defeat against Atalanta, using that 3-4-3, a lot of coach, maybe they will be shitting in their pants to say, oh, we lost against Atalanta, let's go back to something more solid, something that I know better, which is the 4-2-3-1. Instead, he decided to remain on this lineup, the 3-4-3, that in my opinion, because we have four central defenders, the Gabbia, Pavlovic, Ciao, and Tomori. We have Yes, we have. Well, wait. We have Theo Hernandez, which is left back, but as we all know, Theo is not really defending. He's not really good at defending because I don't know how many goals we actually concede on that side this season. So I think it's easier his life to play as a, in a midfield, helping the defense sometimes, but also, don't stress him too much to say all constantly to come back, so he can run forward, he can more focus on attacking and a little bit of defending instead of being a pure defender. Okay. I think this is has a little bit more of stability. Very happy also for so let's finish to talk about the lineup. I think overall we have more balance. I know in the first half it wasn't a pleasant match to watch, like in the against Atalanta. I have a feeling that this team had the, especially in the first half, have the how to say, the intention of do not concede. It's like mainly it's gonna be more like a boxing match, against a very against a player, against a boxer that has doesn't have 90 minutes of energy but has a little bit shorter. In my opinion, what I saw from last night, I think Inter was running until we scored the first goal. After that, they were just dragging, especially second half. Inter wasn't running, and we were a little bit more confident. We start to grow our confidence and eventually score another goal and another goal. But again, talking about the lineup, that was the instruction to even suffer a little bit, but not conceding. Meanwhile, second half coming out. Milan was extremely good at managing this, in my opinion. Yesterday, Fofana, that against Atalanta, played one of the worst match. Played incredibly good, a solid match from Fofana, and of course by Tijjani Reijnders. That is not a surprise. The other player also that I want to mention, it was Jimenez. He's, guys, remember that in the beginning of the season he was playing in our, in the, what was it, Primavera? No, in the Milan Futuro. So it is a player that doesn't have 1 year of experience in Serie A. And I think that side right there as a fourth on the right wing could be really his spot. And that could be, I know it is owned by Real Madrid. I don't think actually Real Madrid would want to buy him because anyway he's very young and he knows that in Milan he's going to be playing. Meanwhile in Madrid, very possible he is not. A little bit what's happened to Brahim. But the price that had Brahim was higher, was like 30 to 35 if I remember well. Meanwhile Jimenez, it is in around 10 to 20 million. So it is, let's say, in Milan budget, okay, which is ridiculous, but Milan potentially can claim it back, and he can stay in Milan. But we will see. I think Real Madrid can buy him. They can claim. Real Madrid can call him. Oh, I can't speak now. Claim him back until 2026. So unless maybe we can buy. I don't know how actually what kind of loan he is here in Milan. I think I will keep him, but again, at the end of the season, we're gonna know what is gonna happen with the sport director. Today, actually, Furlani met for the second time Ilitare, which is possibly is gonna become our sport director, and our sport director is gonna have to decide to keep the coach or change it and completely change everything. Now, the decision of the sport director now, dear Furlani, it is going to be extremely important because we have few more games of Campionato and likely a final of Coppa Italia to understand who actually is going to become, who actually want to stay in Milan, who actually wants to go in Milan. And we have to have a little bit more of planning ahead of us. We need to organize the next season because very much possibly at least the Champions League we're not going to be playing, okay? And seeing this club as in January they literally open up the doors to say anybody who doesn't want to stay in this plan, go out now, and everyone decide to stay. Well, everyone, no, hang on. Players like Calabria, Benacer, they decide to leave. Remember that. Calabria and Benacer, they left in January. The scary things that I wish the new sport director can bring is this, it's organization, because we saw what's happened in January without organization. The mercato was horrible. Now, yes, of course, we got great talents, as it could be Jimenez. We got a solid defender that is Kyle Walker, but Felix, Bondo, Sotil. These three players, they don't make any sense, because Bondo, I don't know why he's not playing. It's never. We actually need a little bit of. I will give him more time to play in the midfield, because Fofana and Reijnders are playing since the beginning of the season. Felix, you know better than me. We don't have to talk about Joao Felix, and the other one is Sotil, which is supposed to be a left winger, and I think on the left wing we are actually fine. Also because Pulisic potentially can play there, Chukwueze potentially can play there. So why will you play a left wing? Buy a left wing. Not only that, but he plays it. Conceição played it on the right, and against Atalanta I saw Sotil as a right back. So total confusion, completely misplaying a professional player. So it's been horrible to see that. But all I'm trying to say is that the mercato was in the hands of the agent. For example, agents like Mendes, that he decided that Felix has to come to Milan. He didn't have any planning, because Conceição literally landed in at the end of December, so he didn't know what team we have available, how can we play with this team. So of course when you arrive, you think, okay, I have this player, I have that player, I have everything I need in theory, I just need to understand how they play. Now, in my opinion, getting a sport director is going to be very important, because he's going to have to decide Conceição stay or Conceição go. In my opinion, Conceição is not going to stay in Milan. No matter he's going to bring the Coppa Italia, but he's not going to stay in Milan, because it's Furlani now that want to decide. And Conceição was a man chosen by Redbird. So in my opinion, it is going to change it. But again, it's going to depend on the sport director, who you want to bring. And I hope that if it's going to be Tare, whoever is going to become a sport director, if you decide to change Conceição, you need to do a step up. Now, it's not a very hard thing to do a step up from Conceição, because he has the worst average points per match for the last 10 years, as we mentioned a few videos back. We pretty much conceded a goal in every single match that we played this season, aside of 4 match. So yes, the defense has to be fixed. We need to find a little bit of a game style, and definitely need to bring back a team, not a group of single players that decide to, when they want to play, boom, they beat Inter 3-0. When they don't want, instead they draw against Fiorentina, they lose against Lazio. It doesn't make any sense, which is, it's been this season, it's been like this for Milan. So I really want to see how actually the new sport director is gonna what kind of character, what kind of impression is he want to leave right away. So that's gonna be interesting. Talking about the defense, I just saw now a picture of Tomori. Again, Tomori, in my opinion, I'll keep him, man. I'll keep him because Tomori had the chance in January to go to Juventus like Kalulu. Instead, he decided to stay for the reason that we will never know actually what Ficaio think, but what is the real reason? Maybe he got some interest in Milan, maybe because he's actually a Rossonero and he went through nothing through nothing. He went through everything with us, so he wanna stay with us. And seeing Ficaio in a defense of three together with Gabbia, Orchao, and Pavlovic, yes, very good. Yesterday, Tomori was the shade of Lautaro Martinez. Very, very, very good Ficaio yesterday. We loved it. So fantastic. And then, of course, I will have to talk about the Jovic situation. A player that we that we actually never say that he was our first striker. We always say that Luka has to be a second striker, has to be, he's not really a first striker, has to be just beside, has to run around the second striker. Yesterday he did everything. Great first goal, so great corner from Jimenez and great header, boom, 1-0. And great timing on the second goal, simple as that. And then it was all the time was dangerous, and every time he was recovering ball, he always seems very confident, and that's something that we were missing. And from the time of Giroud yesterday, yeah, that's what I will say. Jovic played like a Giroud. Yesterday was a match that leadership, control, professionalism, talking to the team, header, goal, classic Giroud match. So very good, very happy for Luka, and we will see what's gonna happen in the future, guys. We will see. Now, to go through also a little bit about the rating, I saw the Gazzetta dello Sport gave the lowest rating, which is a 6 out of 10, to Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Pretty much he played 15 minutes, okay? And they say that, and he was the worst, which is, in my opinion, didn't see much. There was a chance maybe that he could have destroyed the goal with a shot, but he didn't do much. But 6 still, it's out of 10 is still a great rating. They got Conceição 8, Jovic 8, Magnan, Tomori, Pavlovic, Jimenez, Fofana, and Leao 7, Theo Hernandez 6.5, Gabbia 6.5, Pulisic 6. Yeah, I think in my opinion, Pulisic with this new lineup, it is the player that is suffering a little bit more compared to the others. That's what I would say. Compared to the others, probably Pulisic is I don't know if it's suffering because of the lineup or because he's tired. Let's be very honest. I don't know if that is the reason, but we will see. It's too early to see, because we played 2-3 matches with this lineup, so we will see, guys. Let me see if I got anything else that I want to mention. No, overall, guys, I'm super happy, of course, for the victory. Again, it's a victory that it doesn't change much my review of the season. It's a victory that, of course, as a Milanista, I enjoy freaking much, because beating Inter in their stadium in front of the Nerazzurri, that they were aiming to do the triple, the Coppa Italia champions and Scudetto, and psychologically we gave them a huge slap in the face. Psychologically, the Bologna defeat at the last minute with the Orsolini goal. Last night, defeat of 3-0, guys. Remember that it's not 1-0 last minute goal like at the Supercoppa. Okay, that yes, we score on the last minute. This is a match that, beside the first 35 minutes, Inter never far away deserved the draw. Milan, it was good that finally scored 3 huge goal in their arena, in front of their fans, and now psychologically it's uphill for Inter, because now on Sunday they play against Roma, on Wednesday they come here in Barcelona to play against Barcelona. Then they have another match, I don't recall who, against in Serie A, but then again they play against Barcelona. They say they're gonna focus all on the Champions League, which is good for them, absolutely. But losing two matches like this, and if you don't win against Roma, Napoli, now it's ready. So from now on, guys, Forza Napoli, Forza Barça, and let's go. And Forza Milan. Chiaro. Let me know what you think, guys. Ciao.